Okay, this is Tyler, and this is my final project. I'm going to start by uploading it, considering that'll take a moment. The files I used were for either printing out to the display, to the micro SD card, or sending stuff via Wi-Fi to the email. And about the only one that would be out of the blue would be the time.h, which I use to keep track of how long the measurements are being taken. Therefore, I can set it to take a time measurement for as long as I want. All of that is simply the information connecting to the internet and so on and so forth. All of this is the information that was inside of the SD file. I never got rid of the files that I didn't really need. So then we get to setup. Inside of setup, I go ahead and assign the pins for the micro SD card reader as well as for the display. And then we get inside of the loop where everything actually happens. I have the desired time currently set to 10 seconds. I would, for this project, which I'll explain shortly, I would set that closer to, maybe 5 seconds. 10 seconds actually works decently well. That's just the amount of time that it is taking the measurement of the moisture from the plants. I set up the display, and I display the voltage that is currently being read, but rather than being a voltage, it is now a percentage. The percentage is 100% of the plant, 100% needs water, and near zero as it does not need water. And after I do that, which is inside of a loop that just runs for the desired amount of time, 10 seconds, we get to the sending. I make sure that it displays sending, therefore you're not wondering why the value is frozen. It is because it's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi and to the email to send the percentage, which only happens once. It only sends one percentage, but there are multiple percentages that are saved to the SD card. After we get through a lot of that, we have the sleep mode. The sleep mode is also currently set to 10 seconds for the sake of displaying it. I would personally set that closer to every hour if I were to be doing it often, and probably closer to maybe every 2 or 3 hours for actually taking the measurements, and have it sleep for those 3 hours and take the measurements for 10 seconds. But for the sake of being able to display it, I do not have it set at that at the moment. And the rest of this is just the information that was on side of the mail example that you showed us. So if I pull up the serial monitor, the serial monitor is decently helpful in this case. It will let you know that it is appending, connecting, if it successfully did everything and what's currently going on. And then if we look at this, you will see that the display is currently reading a value of about 87%. It is inside of my Thai basil, which does need to be watered at the current moment. It is fairly dry. You'll see that there is no water at the bottom and the dirt is not as dark. And then it goes into the sleep mode, and it stays in the sleep mode, and it will display that it's sleeping. Let me see if I can fix the camera. Sorry about that, the camera went psycho. And then we have sending, letting you know that the value is currently being sent. So while that's sending, I will go ahead and move this from the basil to the actual basil and put that in there. And we will see that the value is now reading a lot lower, considering that there is a lot more moisture inside of this plant. As we can see, there is water in the bottom. And I will try to see if I can get an upward angle of all the wiring, and this is what the wiring looks like. I will see if I can get a better photo that I put inside of the file. But the project, more or less, goes ahead and checks the moisture level of the plant, saves it to an SD card with multiple values, and it does email it to you as well. So if you are gone, you can check the values, and if the values are, let's say, super high and you were gone on vacation, you could have something water the plants or have someone check on your plants. But that is all there is to it, and thank you for your time.